What's going on, guys? So today we have a special guest. My friend Brandon from the Shifted Perspective YouTube channel is making a trip up here to Michigan to hang out with me for the day. He's bringing his E39 M5 and I'm really hoping that he lets me drive it because I hear that they're pretty sweet. So yeah.
You know how many E90s are in this development?
Are there a lot?
There's like 4. I caught at least 4 here.
How's your ride in?
It's alright. I got something for you.
What is that? Ticket?
Yeah.
What happened?
I wasn't paying attention. I was going too fast.
Oh man.
Oh my god, dude.
Dirty?
Yeah. That's
we can
like,
swing by the car wash if you want. If you want to just hose it off.
Yeah, if it's touchless, maybe. I mean, we could either do like the funny shots that are like crazy dirty, like Detroit style.
Yeah.
Or we could try to make it clean, but either way, man.
Alright guys, so Brandon's been here on the channel before. In case you missed those videos, he's a BMW M enthusiast, he's a detailing fanatic, and he also has an E92 M3. He just finished up a detailing series on this car. You can go check that out on his channel.
Yeah.
You said it's a pretty fair summary of what you do.
Oh yeah. Most of it's detailing and a lot of it's BMW stuff, but most of it's just stuff I'm doing anyway. So
yeah. It's
a little bit of mods, it's some detailing, it's just car stuff, car events, so yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm Brandon. This is my 2003 E39 M5 in carbon black. I originally paid a couple weeks ago. I just picked this thing up. I paid 16 grand for it, 122,000 miles, and I love the thing. Carbon black, pretty much all original. I am technically the 3rd owner, and I've put a few thousand miles on the thing already, so I really love this thing.
So right now we're in funeral procession traffic, but I just want to give you some really quick impressions. I've been driving this car maybe 20 minutes at this point. The first thing that I want to say is this is probably the most well-built vehicle I've ever been in. Like even just shutting the doors, I feel like it almost gives you a workout because they're so heavy and it just feels like a solid car all around. That's like the first thing that I noticed when I started driving it. Another thing that I noticed is that this is like a lot quieter than I was thinking, and I know that he wants to do like a muffler delete, but honestly, if this were my car, I know this might be controversial. I like nice and quiet, and I'd probably keep the exhaust and everything the way that it is. But that's just me. What do you think about that?
You'd be a good E39 M5 driver because
Really?
you'd put everything stock.
Yeah, but I would probably change the wheels, and that might also...
That would piss everyone off, no matter what you did. You
Yeah.
could put $15,000 HREs and people would still be mad at you.
They're not bad. I just probably would do something different.
Yeah. I think they're good for BMW OEM wheels.
Yeah,
they
for
look
sure.
pretty good.
And I like how the back ones have that little bit of a lip. I think that looks pretty cool. It's subtle, but it looks nice.
Yeah. We talked about the sunshade.
Oh, the sunshade is pretty cool.
Sport button. Traction control is either all on or all off.
Okay.
So there's no like it won't let you play. It'll either cut it or you're balls to the wall.
Better leave that on for now.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, as long as you're not giving it too many beans.
Well, it's funny because you texted me Thursday saying that you wanted to get together before the weather got bad, and then it snowed that night.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure because last night it was freezing rain, and that would have probably changed this whole day.
Yeah, that was.
But at least the ground is dry for right now.
Yeah. No, we'll be fine for what we're doing. You'll still be able to experience like the power and how it drives.
All right, let's. It's pretty quick.
It'll go. Yeah.
I mean, this car is what, 15 years old?
Yeah, it's an 03, so it's 15 years old, and it moves.
So what? I don't know much about these. So what engine is in here?
So it's called the S62. It's a 5-liter V8, naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
400 horsepower at the time, just under 400 foot-pounds of torque. So it's kind of like muscle car numbers.
Yeah.
Which is what makes this car that much more exciting to drive. If it didn't have those numbers, it might not be, the same feel. And the torque down low is definitely nice. You know, the commuting in and out of traffic, driving at normal speeds, torque at 2,000-3,000 RPM is nice, where in a lot of other cars it doesn't come in until maybe later. So it's very usable power.
Right. So how does this compare to your E92 M3 in terms of like the power and all that stuff?
So the M3 is a high revving naturally aspirated V8. And with high revving cars, you have to really wring them out.
Yeah.
So the torque and power doesn't really come on until much later in the power band, like 6,000 RPM in the M3. But this, I mean, we're at 2,500, 3,000, and it pulls. So the power delivery is a little more usable in this car, but it's really balanced. Like, I'll actually get the back loose pretty frequently, just kind of messing around, like, you know, pulling down a street or something like that. And it's very balanced for what it is. My assumption was it would be kind of hard to control a bigger car like this.
Yeah.
But it's very predictable. You know, I'm not power sliding it or anything, but the back gets loose, and as long as you modulate the throttle just a little bit, and I'm not a really experienced driver, I just kind of, you know, do a little bit of that. It's very, very predictable, which says a lot for, like, especially at the time, you know, when the car came out.
Yeah, I really like the way that it handles and everything. The ride doesn't feel like rough or harsh or anything. Like even in the FRS, the ride is pretty bumpy and it's almost uncomfortable to be in for a long time. But this, I could feel myself going on a road trip or something like that. It's just a nice car to be in.
Yeah. It doesn't make you want to do crazy things, but if you want to go
around, option to.
If you want to go around someone quickly, you have most of the power you need. I mean, you don't really need much more than 400 horsepower to do much, you know.
So what's the difference between this and like the 540? Because I read that they're like pretty similar cars.
You know, they really are similar. I don't know all of the differences. You know, this only came in a manual. It has a different engine. The suspension, I think, is a lot of what it has to do with.
Yeah.
You know, like the turn in, you know, the tie rods and how everything works, especially up front, is you know, M car specific. You know, the mirrors and a couple other things are different. Quad exhaust out the back. So it has the cues, and you know, the gauges are different. So half of it is probably just aesthetics, but the other part of it is sort of, you know, has a little bit more power. So if you're on a budget, the 540 is a lot of an experience of this car.
Right.
You're going to be experiencing a very similar car.
All right, let's turn onto this back road and see how it does. Give this truck a little bit of distance. This is actually pretty fast. It's a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And I really like the engine sound. I know it's not the super loud exhaust, but I like how it sounds. See, we beat that funeral.
Oh yeah, they're going the other way now, yeah. Yeah, but there's no exhaust sound. That's the issue, you know?
Yeah. The thing that I like about BMW that I think that they do really well is that you could take this car to a track and just like beat on it all day, and that's like what it's made for. But at the same time, you can drive home and you've got all of these you know, luxury things like the heated seats. It's a very comfortable car, and yeah, it's like what I really like about something like this. And it doesn't jump out at you as being like anything really special from the outside, but I think that people that know this car will see it and recognize what it is.
I've had Audi guys give me thumbs up on the highway.
Really?
Yeah, like, you know, like an A4 that's lowered or something, you know, it's definitely a car guy that likes the German cars.
Yeah.
They actually, you know, they notice it, not only BMW people, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's turn onto this back road here.
Missed that one. This thing is really fast.
It's quick.
Not quite as quick as the M3, I don't think, but just a different power band.
So here's the funny thing that I'll tell you is on the highway, like a highway pole, they're very, very close.
Yeah.
And that's just what I've heard. You know, I'm not saying that I've necessarily tested that myself.
Right.
Guys who've watched the channel long enough know that one of my buddies who has an M5 came over and we found that out. On acceleration and around turns, the M3 is absolutely quicker, but on the highway, this can pull on the M3 if the M3 is not at a proper gear.
Right.
You know, proper, I guess I should say the proper, you know, the rev band. If you kind of catch it at a lower end of the rev band in the good gear, but lower end of the rev band, this will pull on it.
Alright guys, so we're just kind of wrapping up the video. I really enjoyed driving this car. It felt really solid, quicker than I was expecting. So the thing that we were just talking about, he paid $16,000 for this. I was kind of looking around cars.com last night, and you can get a lot of modern day BMWs for around the same price, F30s, F10s. So I guess the question for you guys would be, you show up at a used car lot, you have $16,000 cash in your pocket, you see this, you see an F30 328i, which one do you choose? Do you go with the iconic, you know, legendary analog driving feel, or do you go with the newer 3 Series that's got the modern amenities, the technology, all of that stuff? So leave a comment, let me know what you think about that. Obviously very different cars, but you have $16,000 to spend, what's it going to be?
Obviously for me it's this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot more fun that way. The new cars are great. The new cars are easier.
Right, yeah.
But for me, I've always wanted one of these, so
yeah.
It was time.
Well, thanks for letting me drive.
Yeah, of course. It was fun, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Let's get some tubbies. What do you think?
Let's go.